There's nothing right about Nigeria. The people that are in charge of Nigeria, the leaders in Nigeria, all they want to do is to put themselves in position in order to destroy the lives of Nigerians. So the kind of leader that will put Nigeria on the right trajectory will be a leader that is ready to fight these people. Somebody that will go in there and become a dictator, put his life on the line for the sake of the masses. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are watching from. So today I just want to quickly take us through a video that I watched recently from Aisha Yesufu. I'm sure you know or you must have heard of Kenneth, the former spokesperson for Mr. Peter Obi at Labour Party. And Aisha Yusufu was just trying to go through his statements that he made because he has disassociated himself from Mr. Peter Obi, and he gave the reasons, all the reasons why he has disassociated himself from Mr. Peter Obi. Now, everybody has their own opinion. Aisha Yusufu has her own opinion. But sometimes it sounds to me that she's being a bit politically correct. To me, being politically correct is when you try to stand on the side of those people that you support. And I know that Aisha Yesufu is a staunch supporter of Mr. Peter Obi. I supported Peter Obi not because I believe that he is the right leader that would take us to where we want, or that would change Nigeria, that can then take us to the kind of Nigeria that all Nigerians need. But at that time, I saw Mr. Peter Obi as the most competent, the most straightforward, and the most honest person that can ameliorate the situation that we are in Nigeria. And I see him better than the other two contestants. And that was why I supported him. But I have my reservation regarding Mr. Peter Obi, especially when it comes to being nice. Just like all the things that Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo has said out, that is the same reservation I have for Mr. Peter Obi. And even Aisha herself has come out on a particular video where she washed down Mr. Peter Obi. I can't remember what happened at that time. I think Mr. Peter Obi did a tweet, and he was like calling somebody my sweet elder brother, my sister, or something like that. And she came out and she said, "You don't call people like that," or whatever. I can't remember exactly, but she washed Mr. Peter Obi and asked him to stay in his own position and not dabble into what is happening, so he should not ever send such a tweet out. And she was really, really firm with that video. So I don't know what changed between that time and now. So it is obvious that Aisha believes that these people are not honest. These people are not straightforward. These people are not people you can trust. And if you know that these are the kind of people in the Nigerian government, you know that they are sick. These people don't have an iota of truth in them. They will say one thing and do the other. We saw what happened with INEC in 2023. They told us that they will come in through the front door. All of a sudden, they came in through the back door and they announced the election, and we all just kept quiet like that. It doesn't matter who they gave it to. But the truth is, they told us that this election will be electronically transmitted in real time. That did not happen. If I was one of those presidential aspirants at that time, I will not take that election. It's either we do it all over again, or whatever is going to happen, let it happen. I will stand on my ground. And these are the kind of things that even though Kenneth Okonkwo did not voice out. But these are the kind of things that he expected from somebody who is going to turn Nigeria around. So if you are dealing with normal people, you behave normal. If you are dealing with abnormal people, you behave like a crazy, like a sick person. And that is what Kenneth Okonkwo is simply saying. Nigerian leader, Nigerian president, we need a dictator. Yes, we need a dictator, but on the side of the masses. If Tinubu was a dictator on the side of the masses, number one, he will not say subsidy is gone, because he will rather hurt his own people than hurt the Nigerian citizens. But it was the other way around. We had an election. We had all promises of this world by INEC. But what did they do? In the middle of the night, they announced, because they know that Nigerians are powerless. So these are the kind of people we are dealing with in Nigeria. And this has been going on for a long time. So for Aisha to now be saying that we have to do things democratically, we have to make sure we do things right. Nigeria, there's nothing right about Nigeria. There's nothing right about Nigeria. The people that are in charge of Nigeria, the leaders in Nigeria, all they want to do is to put themselves in position in order to destroy the lives of Nigerians. So the kind of leader that will put Nigeria on the right trajectory will be a leader that is ready to fight these people. Somebody that will go in there and become a dictator, put his life on the line for the sake of the masses. These are what the true leader, someone that will change Nigeria going forward, that is the quality we need from that leader. Not somebody who is going to come in and be Mr. Nice Guy, just like Kenneth Okonkwo put it. You have heard severally from Peter Obi, when people ask him, all these people that have looted Nigeria dry, what are you going to do when you get there? He will tell you that what has passed has passed. He's going to just start from where he picked it from. Nigeria cannot work like that. The kind of Nigeria we have today, we need a leader, a courageous leader, a decisive leader, somebody that will come in and go back 50 years. And if you are found guilty of any encroachment of the Nigerian citizens, embezzling of money or whatever, you should be brought to book. And when all that is done, without favor, without looking at faces, not this my dear elder brother, my dear elder sister, put that to one side, deal with situation they need, so that people that gets into position will know that they cannot go. We need somebody who will trace back and deal with situation. Because if you come and you forget the whole past and you did your 8 years and you move on, they will continue from where they stop. That is the way Nigeria it is today. So if Aisha, you are still there and you are still thinking you can have a Nigeria that is going to be democratically elected, what happened in 2023? 2027 is there. Don't worry, it's coming. When it comes, the same people that did what they did, they will do the same thing again. So when do we take it to? Before we know that the next thing is a leader who can come out. Nigeria, as we speak today, need a revolution. Serious one. That after that revolution, we can then sit on the table and decide where we want to go. Those people in charge of Nigeria today, you will never have a free and fair election. It will never happen. So put it at the back of your mind. It will never happen if it is exactly these people. So you have to, by fire, by force, take what needs to be taken from these people. And then whoever that leader is, get the support of Nigerian people and then start changing things drastically that will affect 90% of these current leaders that we have. That is when Nigeria can move forward. But if you are there and still alluding to the fact that we don't want dictator to be like Tinubu or whatever, and then we want to have a proper, free and fair election. When was the last time you had the kind of hope that you had in 2023? When was the last time? It has never happened. That was the biggest hope, and it was dashed. And that is how it will be dashed continuously until you have somebody who will stand up, put his life on the line first, and then let other people follow. So I'll let you listen to what she said, and then I'll play you a little bit of Kenneth Okonkwo's video as well, and then I'll let you decide whether we actually need a nice, sweet leader who will not be able to confront these demons that have already destroyed Nigeria, or we need a sick leader who knows that when he goes there, his life is already on the line, and he will start picking these people one after the other, and then we can then decide how we want to move forward. Listen to her.
So Kenneth Okonkwo has dissociated himself from Mr. Peter Obi, and he has done a letter for. We also need a decisive leader who will be selfless enough in boldness and bravery to secure our victory when the people vote for such leader, because these corrupt and incompetent leaders are not willing to conduct free and fair elections, and will always snatch power from any weak and indecisive leader and run away with it. Our judiciary has not proved to be equal to the task in preventing the emergence of electoral bandits who steal electoral victories at gunpoint in the public glare of everyone. So for me, let me just even look at this number 4 and what he's talking about. I think one of the things that we always think about is always the fact that we need one leader that will come and solve the problem and show power and be. Then what's the difference between that person and dictator? What's the difference? So so sort of like the mentality is like this: we want to change Tinubu, but we want to replace Tinubu with someone like Tinubu who behaves in that certain way. And we think we're going to get something different. How is it one person is the one that is supposed to build? No, that's no longer democracy. That's now a dictatorship. And that's why that one person we get in there, we now begin to dictate, we now begin to snatch and feel that everybody owes them allegiance, or people have to do things in their own way. So that's the thing. For me, I will come as I go on. I will talk about some of the things in my head now. So we have to be mindful. Do we really want democracy, or do we want dictatorship, but our own dictators in there? So that's the thing. You want someone to come to grab, to be this whatever leader that we want. But when we see the one that says, oh, we want democracy, but we really don't want it in that way. So that's from looking at this. So number 5, it says, I'm earnestly searching for such a leader who has the integrity and also the commensurate charisma and bravery to mobilize the people to sustain the victory in the event that Nigeria votes for such a person. The time for calm down is over. So at one hand, we want someone who has the integrity, the character, the competence, that we know we do good by Nigeria, but we want him to have also the qualities of a bandit, of a dictator, of snatch, run, grab. Most times those things don't work together. So you want the quality of someone who wants to do the right thing. We all have to put our hands and do the democracy the way it is. Or you want the other one. There's no how someone who will have the integrity and all of that will not be tainted if they've done all of those things. So you can't be the one that will grab, snatch. You don't care about people. You do whatever it takes to get the power. You will bribe people. You will be on the sea. You say, let them burn everything, burn the country down because this, that, and get it. Bring violence, use this, use that. And then you want to have that integrity. It doesn't work. There's something about all these things that taint. And when the soul is corrupted, the moment you are tainted, you're corrupted, you will now begin to behave that way. I'm sure for those that knew people like Tinubu a long time ago, they didn't start from there. It's little by little. Say, oh, it's okay to use this violence. After all, we want to get this thing out. It's okay to. By the time you use it, you lose a little bit of evil, this evil, that evil. You wake up one day, you are not the evil.
It is obvious from what Aisha just read and her own opinion. It is obvious that Aisha is living in the past. She has been in Nigeria for all this while, and she has been seeing what is happening with these leaders, and yet she's looking for a free and fair election in Nigeria. Just look at what is happening with the recent protest. Nigerians want to come out and air their opinion. That protest has been hijacked by the Nigerian government by putting security everywhere. They will tell you that all they are trying to do is to make sure that the protest is peaceful. No. Your numbers and your actions before the protest has chased 90% of people back to their house. So these people can no longer express. That is the kind of government that we have always been having in Nigeria for a very long time. So if we truly want to get the Nigeria that is going to change, then we need a leader that will change things drastically. Imagine if I know it might have gone, or we cannot go back to that. Imagine if we have a capital punishment for all office holders, public office holders in Nigeria going forward. Arcade laws that will start dealing with people immediately. Within 14 days, it's done. But we have people, somebody will steal billions and billions and billions of naira, dollars in these days, and pounds and whatever. And for the next 10 years, they will be discussing it, going to court and coming back, going to court and coming. What kind of a country is that? So we need a country that person comes in, become a dictator on the side of the masses, use all these same federal might in order to change our laws to favor the masses and deal with these people that have killed Nigerians for years. Imagine we have a capital punishment and somebody will be hanged in 7 days if found guilty of embezzling public fund. And we can see it getting done. Within 7 days, 14 days, that person is being hanged. And if our people or children come out and they ask questions, why is that person hanged? And we'll be looking at them and telling them that that person was a senator, he was a this, he embezzled money that was meant to be used for hospital, for schools, for roads. He embezzled them, and he was found guilty, and that was why he was hanged. Those children will grow with that value. And they will know that you don't touch public funds. We need to get ourselves to that place before Nigeria can move forward. Or, like I always said, break it up. At least let's start from there. Let every region, it's up to them if they want to allow people to continue stealing or whatever. But Nigeria is so blessed that we don't have to break it up to get it right. Now listen to Kenneth Okonkwo, and it will be up to you to make up your mind on, you have your own opinion as well, but try and see. Have a point from what Aisha is saying. Have a point from what Kenneth Okonkwo is saying, and then see who is making more sense.
I did say that I and P2B, we have different approaches, just like you said, different styles of doing things. Our temperaments are different. And so I believe that he's not as decisive as a man who wants to fight these kleptomaniacs. You know what Senator Lindume said? They are kakistocrats and kleptocrats. So we are being governed by the APC chief whip. Who knows better than myself? So we are governed by the worst set of men who are compulsive thieves. That is what kakistocracy and kleptocracy means. So if you want to fight these people, you don't have to be too sweet. They will lick you up. I am looking for a Faye of Senegal. I am looking for an MKO because they will steal your mandate. And you have to fight for your mandate. If these people have the zeal, people who steal mandate, if they have this zeal to fight for it, to grab it at all costs, to snatch it and run away with it, you that have the victory that people worked for, you must have equal and superior zeal to snatch your mandate at all costs, to grab it, to fight for it, and to run away with it. It is your victory. And people who voted for you, you have to fight. If you don't want to fight, step down. If there is going to be pain, let the pain go round. Resistance means find a way of inflicting pain on your opponents. And I give you an example. When Martin Luther King was alive, when the blacks were subjected to the humiliation that no matter how small a white man is, a black person must stand up for the white man. You know what Martin Luther did? They boycotted all the transportation system and decided to trek to office. And you know what? After a while, the whole transportation system collapsed. The pain has to go round. We must have to find a way to make sure without violence that we inflict pain on the people that are inflicting pains on us. It just needs creativity. So that is my temperament. That is not the temperament of my boss. And that's why I say, I will not speak for him anymore. So that people do not misinterpret me, that I'm pushing him to do what is not in his nature.
When you said they should fight for it, it's still the same process. They go out and vote. And if there are issues, the judiciary still has to adjudicate on those issues. So, that
is exactly what I'm
saying. There's no way out. Is there a way out here?
Good. That's why I said that, in my own opinion, respectfully, that Obi does not have what it takes to go through another route. Because that route can never achieve result. Electoral jurisprudence in Nigeria is overthrown. It is dead. We are graduating from frying pan to fire. Look at what happened in Kogi. From what happened in 2023 presidential election. I told people that the judiciary has just destroyed this Electoral Act 2022. When they made that statement, that it is discretionary for INEC to electronically transmit. That was what destroyed the Electoral Act 2022. And then politicians can now pre-write results. That's what they call pre-fill results. And then they will go and announce it. And there's nothing you can do. It happened in Kogi. It happened in Imo. So, and the courts will still say, yes, you cannot prove it. So, electoral jurisprudence having died, there is only one option: resistance and protest. So, whoever is protesting in Nigeria, let your first demand should be free, fair, credible, and verifiable election.
You know, so I don't know. What lessons are you learning? Other lessons are you learning from this entire experience?
What the lesson I'm learning is that, one, the days of calm down is over. If you cannot fight these people to the level that you have to put your life on the line. Do you know that that young man which stood the ruling party, do you know that the president has already cancelled election in that country? That young man insisted, I want to contest. They took him to jail. He insisted. The people stood up. And when the courts, watch what is happening in the street. When the courts of Senegal saw what was happening in the street, they gave judgment against the president, who has already suspended the election. He was compelled to organize election. And the young man was declared a winner. 10 days from jail. Nigerians can do better than that.
So that's exactly what I've been saying. It is very simple. 50 years from now, with these same leaders that we have today, if we continue to have an election, they will continue to steal that election. And just like he made it very, very clear, it is up to those people that believe that they won and their election have been stolen to now stand up and fight for it and get it back. The way these people grab and do everything wrong with it, that's how whoever comes in. Because if we Nigerian people don't stand up in order to do this thing to happen, we are waiting for democratic, electoral, and it will never happen. I'll see you on my next video. Thank you, and please share. The change that we need in Nigeria starts with you.